How's it going, everyone? State of Play was a pretty decent show, I thought, altogether. Yes, first party was still lacking, but I had been saying in videos previously that first party PlayStation is going to be cooked for a while. Anybody expecting anything else, I think, is going to be disappointed for a while, but there were some really cool announcements coming out of State of Play, and the one that got me really excited, the one that got a lot of people excited, is Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. I have a couple of updates to go over in this video. We have the price point, we have the collector's edition, which as I'm recording this video is sold out on the Square Enix store. Hopefully they'll put it back in stock, and we have some words from the team to go over as well. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles is going to be priced at $49.99, which I think is the perfect price point. I think if they went the $60 route, it just would have been a little bit more too expensive, and given that we've had releases like Star Ocean: The Second Story or Tactics Ogre Reborn and so on, all priced at $50, I thought $50 would be in line with what the price point was going to be. But, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, I would say, a little bit more appeal than a Star Ocean: Second Story R or even a Tactics Ogre. While those games were great, FF Tactics I just feel like is going to resonate with a larger audience. It's Final Fantasy, it's one of the most beloved games in Square Enix history, and that is saying a lot. But we do have the Ivalice Chronicles. The Amazon exclusive edition is also listed. You'll get a two-sided poster with the Amazon edition, so if you are going to get the base game, I would pre-order it from Amazon. The double-sided poster does look pretty cool. You'll get a physical copy of the game, and then let me just say, this box art, chef's kiss, looks wonderful. We also have some notes about the game from the description. Combat, lead your party in exhilarating encounters where strategic positioning and forward planning determine the outcome. Use the varied terrain of 3D battlefields to your advantage. Skillfully manipulate the turn order, and victory will be yours for the taking. Character growth and customization combine a wide variety of jobs and abilities to craft your very own strategies. As your party members grow, they will gain access to more jobs with its own unique abilities. Once learned abilities can be used even after changing it to another job, with over 20 jobs to master, including White Mage, Black Mage, Dragoon, and many others from the Final Fantasy series, and hundreds of abilities to learn. You have the freedom to experiment and discover the combinations that best suit your party. Chocobos and other creatures can also be tamed and led into battle. Two versions to play, and I think this is a great addition: Enhanced and Classic. I think most people are going to go the Enhanced route, but for whatever reason, if you do want to experience the game in its original form, you'll have that option as well. With improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, and refined gameplay, the Enhanced version provides the perfect way to immerse yourself in the world of Ivalice. Along with the fine-tuning of several features and battle mechanics, the inclusion of the more accessible Squire difficulty setting makes the Enhanced version an excellent starting point for the first-time players. Look, I always appreciate the easy difficulties. You know, people bugging out over some of these Souls-like games, Lies of P adding an easy difficulty. As an old man these days, I am washed up, and I'm not trying to play games super difficult all the time. Look, I played Final Fantasy Tactics growing up, but back then, I had a lot more free time, I had a lot more patience, and, you know, these days, I'm just about a little bit more of an easier narrative-driven experience. Now, that option will be available to us that do want to play the game easier, but if you want a more difficult challenge, obviously that'll be available for you. I just remember playing Tactics Ogre Reborn back in 2022, when that came out, got absolutely obliterated, annihilated. That game was brutal, so hopefully the Squire difficulty will make it a little bit more accessible for yours truly, you know what I'm saying? The classic version unites the graphics and gameplay of the original 1997 version with the renowned War of the Lions translation for a unique way to experience this beloved title. War of the Lions was the PSP remake that's forgotten about a lot as far as FF Tactics goes. But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics was available on the PSP via War of the Lions. And pre-order bonus white equipment for Ramza, weapon, mithril, knife, accessories, spiked boots, consumable items. You'll get 10 high potions and 10 ethers as well. That'll be available for those of you that pre-order. So those are some of the general key points. Also, there is the $250 Ivalice Chronicles edition, or I guess you should just say Collector's Box Edition. Ivalice Chronicles is the tagline for the game. This is already out of stock as I'm recording this video, which is insane. Like, I know this game, like, people have interest in it. I feel like it'll come back in stock. I didn't think, like, the $250 version would be out of stock right off the rip, but it's a special collector's set, including the physical package of the game Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, and the collector's box featuring 5 carefully crafted items housed in a beautifully designed special art box, all created to commemorate the release of the game. Please note, the physical game will not be packaged inside the special art box, but will be shipped together. The physical package version of the game does not include digital deluxe contents, collector's box components, special art box, a beautifully crafted box featuring character illustrations on the front, and a world map motif in the background, printed on high-quality matte texture paper. This box highlights the artwork with striking clarity and premium presentation. Ramza figure is available as well. With that, the Academy version, Chocobo, a mini plush set, Zodiac Stones acrylic magnet set, pop-up art outlining church, and an art sheet set will be available. $250 is kind of pricey, and let me just say, my experience with the Square Enix store hasn't been the greatest. I mean, they also charge a lot of shipping, so you're gonna be paying, after tax, you're paying $300 for this, so just keep that in mind. But, yeah, if you are a hardcore collector, it's something to look at, but I think most people are just going to stick to the base game. But again, that is available, and it will be available on all major platforms. This collector's edition is only PS5 and Switch, but it will be available on PC, of course, and Xbox. And the official Final Fantasy Twitter account did put out a post celebrating the announcement of Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles launch, with messages from director Kazutoyo Meihiro and art director Hiroshi Minagawa, and original script and scenario writer and editor Yasumi Matsuno. Some notes from them. Hello everyone, I am excited to finally share with you all Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. This is a project that began with our long-held desire to revive the beloved Final Fantasy Tactics on modern-day platforms and bring the game to a whole new generation of players. We have two different versions of the game with the Ivalice Chronicles. We went over this, but just to go over what they say, the first version is the enhanced version. This version includes updates to the script, which is accompanied by fully voiced dialogue in English and Japanese. It also features numerous elements such as additional event scenes, a completely revamped UI, and much more. This is the perfect version for both those who played the original and those playing for the first time. We also have the classic version. This version recreates the original game experience in the most perfect fidelity, while also adding some quality of life features such as autosave. The classic version lets you play with the exact same feel from back when the original game was released, offering a reassuringly familiar experience for fans of the original. I believe these two versions will allow everyone to enjoy the world of Ivalice to the fullest, so I invite both Final Fantasy Tactics veterans and newcomers alike to try out the Ivalice Chronicles. I was also a member of the original game's development team when I was just starting my career. Almost 30 years have passed since then, and I now find myself working on Final Fantasy Tactics once again as the director. Several other members of the original team have also returned, including a designer, Mr. Yasumi Matsuno, who penned the script, and art director, Mr. Hiroshi Minagawa. I feel that what we have created together is worthy of being called the quintessential version of Final Fantasy Tactics. Minagawa noted, I am delighted to have the opportunity to put this game out to the world again. When Final Fantasy Tactics was first released, video game graphics were transitioning from pixel sprites to 3D polygons, and our goal was to combine those two visual styles. For this upcoming title, we tried to respect the feel of the original while also reworking the game with a modern interpretation. Of course, aside from the visual evolution, we believe the addition of superb voice acting will immerse you even deeper into the troubles and grievances of the pixel art characters, right down to their very breadths. We have worked together with a new generation of development staff to enhance and revive the world crafted by the original team of creators all those years ago. Whether you enjoy the original or are still unfamiliar with its story, we hope you'll enjoy the game. And then finally, coming from Yasumi Matsuno, nearly 30 years ago, the collapse of Japan's bubble economy engulfed the nation's financial institutions in mountains of bad debt, triggering a wave of corporate bankruptcies. A sudden and extreme rise in unemployment rates and stagnation of Japanese society as a whole. It was an era when many were robbed of hope, when dreams were measured by their price tag. Against this historical backdrop, I crafted a story. It was the story of Ramza, a young man who fought tirelessly against the entrenched social class system. It was a story who sought to take advantage of this confusion and despair to advance his own social position. It was a story of peculiar destiny in which friendship and betrayal intertwine. And now, in 2025, a time when inequality and division are still deeply rooted in our society, I offer this story once again. The will to resist is in your hands. Again, that is coming from Matsuno. So, incredibly excited. The game will be out on September the 30th, and man, that September period and into October, Final Fantasy Tactics, You've got Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky remake, and we've got Digimon Storytime Stranger. Man, you know, it was a little bit of a lull for a little bit, I thought, for JRPG fans, but I feel like we are cooking when we get to September into October as well, with Trails Beyond the Horizon as well. I cannot wait for all of these titles, and Tactics finally getting revealed. Now we just gotta wait for the Final Fantasy IX remake, which I don't think that'll be this year. I would definitely do that in 2026, but exciting times ahead. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.